Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Okay, getting there. We're trying to connect to Facebook. Good evening. How are you all doing? Hi, good evening. How are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, going. I am just trying to connect to uh, my Facebook folks. Wish me luck. Hmm. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining our live session. Just having a little bit of a tech situation here with the Facebook group. Hmm. Same. Okay, I'm gonna try again. Hmm. Interesting tech issues. Okay. Definitely interesting. Okay, I'll try one more trick. Let's do this. Change this. Well, that might be why. I'm not sure. Video. Stream software. Okay, copy this. Okay, this should work hopefully. Uh, okay, save this. Fingers crossed. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I need my Facebook folks. How long more do we have to wait for this? Oh, okay. We're here. Oh boy. Sorry about that. Hey everyone, good evening and sincere biggest apologies on the tech issues we're having. I wasn't able to get into the Facebook group, and we know this is actually typically a Facebook group thing. Um, yeah, we might have people on Instagram, or we do, but uh, this has actually been a Facebook group event. How are you all doing? How are you guys all doing? Good evening. If you're here and you can see me, please type in the comments. Type in the comments while I try to figure out some I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure we're all set here and there are no additional issues. Meg, if you can go ahead and start to tag, how are you doing? Oh boy. Please let me know if you're here. Okay. I see. Okay. Cool.
Here.
Um oops. Let me just reduce the volume all the way. Okay, hi Falake. Good evening. How are you? Hi Tyus. Hi Funke. Hi. Hi everyone watching. Hi Hugo. How are you all doing? And if you're on Instagram watching, thank you for joining. How are you doing? Hi Tiberi, Jahid, Steve, Samuel, Oladapo, Official Kolalo. Hey everyone, Olori, if I was not able to call your handle name, please pardon. How are you all doing? Good evening and welcome to our live session. I'm so sorry we had a big technical issue with actually connecting to Facebook, but we're able to connect to Instagram and YouTube. But thank you for being here. Good evening. Hi Nisha. Hi MB, how are you? Hi Adebowale watching. Hi Ramus. Hey Ramus, how are you? Hey. Good to see you. How are y'all doing? Welcome to our live session. I hope you're all doing well. And how has life been? How's life been? Okay, very soon I'm gonna start sharing my screen. But before then, if you can go ahead and type in the comments your name and where you're from, would like to network with you. Would like to know who you are if possible. And just type in the comments where you're from, your name and where you're from. Someone might be next to you, in the same town or city, and it might just be a nice platform to network and meet up. So, hi everyone. Hi Meg, how are you? Thank you for your patience. I had to communicate with you while everything was going on until hey, we had some trouble today. Anyways, without wasting a lot of time, we're going to get right into the session. Please continue to introduce yourselves in the comments, and I will say hi as we go. Okay. Okay. Hi, Motaya from Dallas. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, Funke. Good evening. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so let's talk about our topic for today. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right now, and I think you should be able to see that. There shouldn't be any issues with that. Okay, so here is my screen, and let's see if I can make my uh switch. No, I don't know what's better. Mm, okay, what do you guys prefer? No. Okay, it makes the words so tiny. So I'm just going to minimize my face as much as possible. I think that makes more sense to do. Okay, good evening. And I would like you to see as much as possible what we're covering today. Let me adjust this so you see more of that. Cool. Okay, welcome everyone. How are you doing? Hello, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for being here. How are you all doing? All right, so here we go with our live session today. How to use OPM, which stands for Other People's Money, to grow real estate wealth. How many of you guys have heard about other people's money? If you've heard about other people's money, type I in the comments. You've heard about other people's money, type I in the comments. If you have a clue, If you don't really know 100%, just type I in the comments. Have you heard about other people's money? Have you? Good evening, Olabi. How are you doing? MB from Addison, Dallas. Have you heard about other people's money? What does other people's money mean? MB says I. Okay, cool. What does that mean? Who else has heard about other people's money? Okay. All right, so we're going to go right into understanding different ways to use other people's money to invest in real estate. Okay. All right. Well, actually, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Yinka Olumorin. I'm a coach on this beautiful platform, Acquire Real Estate. We have Facebook groups, we have some followers, we have people who watch out for our content every now and then. Of course, free content. So we have a lot of contents that are free. If you're by any chance interested in just getting like maybe previous replays or previous recordings or additional trainings on real estate investing, type trainings in the comments and Meg is gonna send you the votes. Okay, so just type training in the comments and we'll send you a vote of a bunch of trainings that can really help you and change your life. So you can do that. Type that in the comments and we'll send over trainings to you. But this is one of those great trainings where actually I'll say life transforming because this can make you a whole lot better than where you are today, depending on where you are, right? So this information can actually transform your life, especially if you had no clue what OPM or other people's money means. So yes, I am a real estate investing coach. We have some mentees and coaching students. I do this with Dare Olumori, who's my husband, and also a licensed builder. He helps our students with things that have to do with like rehab, construction, remodeling, scope of work with contractors, vetting contractors, and all that good stuff. Okay, all right. So continue to introduce yourself, and we'll take it from there. Let's talk about OPM. The first OPM structure I'm going to explain to you guys is private money lending structure. I know that a lot of you already have heard about private money lending. You know about private money lending, or you have an idea about private money lending. Hey, Queen, welcome. Yes. Okay, so you do know, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. I feel like we do this all the time. So maybe you know about private money lending, how to structure. But I'm going to explain the structure a little bit just in case it makes sense to you better than the last time you heard about private money lending. So basically, other people's money is using other people's money, right? It's using money that you don't have to make deals happen, to buy properties, to build a portfolio, to have a real estate investing business, to own real estate when you don't have any money in your savings or in your own to any money to your own personal name. Okay, we can still make real estate investing happen, and one of the structures we can put in place is private money lending, also abbreviated as PML. So in this scenario, you are the human being right here. You are the human being right here. Just make sure that you can see my pointer, very important, so that when I point at something, you know that I'm pointing at that thing. Okay. Okay, cool. So my pointer is showing. So you are right here, and unfortunately, let's assume you don't have any money in your savings, but maybe you have credit, right? So maybe you don't have money. Maybe you don't have $10,000, but maybe you have some money in your savings. Maybe, I'm sorry, you don't have money in your savings, but we're talking about credit now. Maybe you have credit. So maybe you have 620 plus, 640 plus FICO. Usually Experian.com is really where we kind of get a feel of where your FICO 8 score is, because sometimes sometimes the credit scores can be confusing because maybe Credit Karma tells you something and Capital One or Chase tells you something else. But usually the lenders will go with FICO 8 score, and those are things you Those are the kind of scores you see on Experian.com, for instance. And just FYI, in case you don't know, Experian.com will pull from all three credit bureaus. So pull from the other two credit bureaus. So of course from itself, Experian, and it will pull from Equifax, and it would also pull from TransUnion. So whatever scores you're seeing there is really what where your credit score is at. Okay. So let's say you looked at that and you are at 620 and up. The higher your credit score, the better your chances for funding and doing great if you wanted to go the lending route. Okay. So here we know hopefully that with that credit score you can actually qualify for hard money lending, right? But also remember that the hard money lending would not cover the entire amount on your purchase. It will cover up to 90% of your purchase price, and actually some would actually do 90, I think around 92.7 or your purchase. Actually, some will cover 100% purchase depending on experience. So I'm not going to put this out there just so you don't have your hopes raised and then you're being told no because you don't have experience. Okay, so let's be conservative, and we're at 90% of purchase, and they would cover in addition to that 100% of your repair cost. And that's saying that this property you're buying needs work done on it. 90% of how much you're buying is covered by hard money lender. 100% of your repairs is covered by hard money lender, as long as you have that FICO score at a minimum of 620. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep tab on those that are also on Instagram, so I'm not only concentrating on Facebook. Okay, so I'll do that real quick as we continue. And if you're on Instagram and you have any questions, please type those in the comments as well. And we will, I will look at it. We will look at it. Okay. I think, hi, Inka, is this connected to Facebook? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is Meg. Okay, so Meg is on IG, so and she's going to be able to help you guys. All right. So going back to our talk, and so we remember this whole structure. So where does your 10% come from? Because ideally we want to be at 100% covered for purchase and 100% covered for repairs. And then we know we don't have to bring any money from our savings or from our own personal money. But if they're not covering everything, let's say they have this 10% little bits that they would not cover, and you truly do not have any money, you don't have 10,000, you don't even have 5,000, depending on the market, right? Or maybe on in a more expensive market you don't have 20K or you don't have 30K, depending on the market. What would 10% of purchase price look like on a property that needs work? So that's what you should be imagining. If the property is worth 150K before repairs, and let's say you're going to fix up that property and it's going to give you 250K in value after it's done and it's all set, then you need around 15,000 in deposit and down payments, right? To be able to do that purchase so that the hard money lender would cover you at 90%. And then you come up with your 10% and also cover your costs, right? But you really don't have that, for instance. Okay. So what happens next? You do private money. There is someone who has that money. There is someone actually who is looking for deals like this, who wants to put their money into better use. Their money is in a savings account, it's not doing great. The best they're getting is 4%, right? And that's a very good savings account, by the way. Maybe some can do a little bit more, but 4% is just about the max for most, right? In the past, I think they used to be around 2% max, and bank CDs would even be at 3%, right? But right now, with inflation and everything, they had to increase. They did increase that. I'm not a financial expert, but so I wouldn't know the reason. But they did increase that over time, is what we saw. Um, but the other thing, though, is inflation has also increased. It went as high as 8%, right? Recently, right? So if a bank is giving you 4% and inflation is at 8%, you're losing 4%, right? Without even knowing you're losing money without knowing that, right? So that might be the reason why that did happen. However, going back to private money lending, you go to um, this private money lender and they're able to cover you at that 10% and more, depending on what you need. So if you're thinking closing costs, if you're thinking pre-draws, or maybe other costs that you might be incurring, you add that up to your down payment requirements, and the private money covers that, and you had 100% coverage. You actually didn't need to bring money to the table. You had none, anyways. And so you did this nice trick. This person is happy, saved from the banks, giving them 4%. Now they're earning 10%. And, well, actually, a coincidence. This covers your 10%, but this folks can earn between 10 to 12%, usually on average. In some cases, they can earn more, right? So it's something that you determine what you're earning. You're presenting that. Okay. What if you don't have good credit? What if you can't qualify for hard money because you don't have credit? You don't have credit, you don't have money. How is this gonna work without having the hard money happen? Um, so you can either have them cover 100%, and in some markets that's realistic. You never know how much people have. People can fund deals in so many different ways. Okay. So this person can actually bring 100% of what's needed, both for purchase and for repairs. Okay. And if they cannot do that, what else do they bring to the table? Right. And we can look at that in another structure. Anyway, so you guys, if you need the resource on 20 ways to find private money for your real estate investing deals, type PML in the comments. P for Paul, M Mary, L Larry, PML in the comments, and Meg is going to send that to you. Please, Meg, pay attention to IG, because for some reason, after this live, everything's going to disappear. I'm not going to be able to keep track of who wants what. Question IG: what is the interest on the loan? Looks like for PML, HML. So around the same, 10 to 12%. Sometimes HML can go a little bit higher. It depends on the lender, really. But all of this fits into our deal analysis. Okay, because anything that has to do with construction is high interest for the most part. You can't really avoid that. But your construction or your rehab, everything needs to fit. It needs to make sense. If high interest rate is the reason you're not going to make money, then it was not even profitable to begin with. So, for the most part, on a good deal, there's a lot of room for everyone to make money. Yes, you can pay 12 to 13% on interest and still make 55,000, 65,000 on flips, for instance. So, choose whether you want to run away from interest rates and not do a deal, make $0, or you want to embrace that reality and move on like you would do in the business world. Okay, so create that win-win scenario. At some point later on, after building your business credits, you might not need, you might not need to pay high interests anymore, where you can get lines of credits to cover you at 100% based on your business credit score, business credit rating, something you build over time. You might not need to deal with really high interests anymore, but in the beginning, it helps you a lot. It helps you place you where you want to be. It helps you achieve your goals. So definitely embrace that, especially for construction. And then just mind you, even if you were going to the bank, construction loans are definitely higher than 30-year amortized loans. So like your traditional loans for houses, or if you want to buy a personal home, would be higher typically. So that's just the world of real estate. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So, yes, if you want that resource on 20 ways to find private money lending for your real estate investing deals, type PML in the comments. Okay, so we're going to go right into structure two. Other people's money structure two, OPM structure two, is partnership or joint venture. We also call that JV. Okay. We call that JV. And what happens here is this. So this is you. Let's say you still had no money, right? Because this is what this is all about. Because for the most part, people keep saying, I don't have money to buy properties, right? And so want to help you see what you can do if you don't have money. Okay, so here you have no money, but you have a brain. You've got a brain. You're braining. Okay, you use your brain for good stuff and you know what you're doing, right? So you learned how to structure, you learned how to figure out that a property makes sense, it's valuable, it would sell for X amount. You would need to put X amount of work into it. These are your holding costs. These are your repair costs or estimates. These are your financing costs. Um, Everything you put in there, the actual after repair value of the property, the actual value of the property after it's fixed up, minus all your costs, will give you your profits. Very intelligent person. Or you got that figured out, because for some reason sometimes we don't believe we're intelligent, but you're able to figure out this piece. Okay, and so you call someone who has the money and you split the profits. Okay, so they got the money, you got the brain. um After the deal is over, they get all their money back plus 50% of the profits. Okay. So they get 50% of the profit, you get 50% of profit, you go find another deal and you do that all over again till you have enough money, even though you don't need to invest with your own money, right? Or maybe you're working on a credit and you just figured this would be the most convenient and easy way to go about this, right? So you had this person coming. They brought in the money, you brought the deal, everybody splits, and we're all happy. It doesn't have to be 50-50. This is something that you decide for yourself. Whatever makes everybody happy, whatever makes the deal work out is good. Okay? So you split the profits and maybe you do it again or you go your separate ways. Okay? So you need to know your deal. You need to know how to find the deal. You need to know how to work your numbers, okay, to be able to do this. No money out of pocket. You got a partner. You split the profit. You're the pro. He's the person with the money, okay. And you split the deal. And you can see from here that, I mean, what's like the most important thing? What makes a deal happen? Is it making sense so far? Type yes in the comments if this is making sense. Because now there would have been no deal, right? If this guy didn't bring a deal, there would be no profits to share. So you guys, what do you think is like the most important thing in a real estate investing deal structure? What do you think is the most important? Is it the money or the brain? Is it the money or the deal? Is it the What do you think? Someone said yes. Yes, it makes sense, right? What do you guys think? That's Instagram. Facebook, what do you guys think? My group on Facebook. What do you guys think about what makes a deal happen? What do you need to have? What is a must have based on at least the first structure and the second structure we're talking about? What do you think is the most important thing to have to do a real estate investing deal? What do you think? I want to see that in the comments. So I'm going to take my time to read your comments. Thank you so much. Hi, Bell Media. You said the deal. The deal is the most important. Exactly. The deal is the most important. Knowing how to put the deal together, knowing how to find the deal, presenting the deal. Yes, Laird Jacobs, you need a deal. Exactly. So if you have a good deal, if the deal is good enough, the money will follow it. if the deal is good enough, because think about it, who wants to pass on money, right? So if the deal is good enough, the money will follow it. You get that? Type in the comments if you get it. Type got it in the comments, please. Let me make sure that you guys understand this. And if you don't agree, type in the comments. If you feel like the money is everything, type that in the comments. Let's see who thinks money is everything. Absolutely. So if you can make things happen, that is everything you need. So does it make sense to have the knowledge you need to make things happen? So think about that. If money has been your problem, why don't you change that to I need to know how to make this deal profitable? What are the numbers I need to know to make this deal profitable? How can I present this deal to somebody else who is a potential partner? And you'll be so surprised who partners with you, right? Sometimes it's the people you least expect. Okay. All right. So next, actually, there's a twist that can happen with this. So you see, if this partner right here, for instance, doesn't have all the money, right? Because sometimes you have a partner, they have money, but they don't have like 150K, or they don't have like 200K. They don't have the entire purchase price and repairs. So what if this partner has credits, right? They have a good credit. Let's say the reason you were not doing hard money was because of credit. So you had no money, you had no credit, and you have a partner. So this partner not only brings the down payment of 10% to the table, but they can also bring their credits to the table so that you guys are within the same LLC and they're using your partner's credits, credentials to qualify the business for this lending, right? So, very creative as well. Who has what you don't have? How can you qualify for most of the financing, which is hard money lending? Then, how can you get the 10%, right? So, this guy had nothing, but this brain made this whole deal work out. Okay. Yeah, someone says the deal has a profitable. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so if the deal is good enough, the money will follow it. Got it? Cool. Next structure. Next structure, seller financing. How many of you guys have heard about seller financing before? Okay, so we're going to talk about seller financing. And in this case, let's assume this person, I don't know if this is you or not, but this person, of course, doesn't have a house, right? They are looking to buy properties, they don't have any. They don't have money, not at all. They don't have credits. Is it over? Many people think it's over. You don't have anything. You don't have anything. You can't even qualify for hard money because you don't have good credit. You cannot get the 90% and 100% coverage. Okay. So now you go to a seller in this case. The seller would have to be the bank in this case. So here's how it works. Instead of going to a traditional bank or hard money, the seller owns this property free and clear, for the most part, no mortgage. If there is a mortgage, we can structure it in a way that it's kind of a mix of seller financing and subject to, but don't worry about that whole detail. I just wanted to let you know that even if they didn't own it free and clear, you can work out a different structure. Okay. So here, the seller, in this case, owns it free and clear for simplicity's sake. Okay. So they don't owe anything on the property anymore. And so you approach the seller and say, hey, you might know, you might not know that they own it free and clear, but it's always worth presenting. Are you able, you're asking them, are you able to grant me a note or mortgage on this property? I would love to pay you interest. And I know this is going to make you a lot more money than you intended to make if you sold to me directly. Yeah, and if you want, I can actually add another X to it. Because at the end of the day, the deal's going to work. I can add 10,000 to it from the deal, right? You can sweeten it. You don't have to, but you can just go, depend on how much you want the deal. So can you provide a note? And what happens is they become the bank. So you need an attorney to draft a document, a mortgage on it. So rather than the mortgage saying Bank of America or XYZ hard money, it's going to say the seller's name. The seller can choose to do that in an LLC if that's what they do. Usually, some people set up businesses to do this. All right. So the seller writes you a note. You didn't have to come up with any money. You didn't have to go to the bank. You didn't even have credit. Okay. So that is how seller financing work. Does this now make sense why anyone can do real estate investing regardless of status? Type yes in the comments if you see that. Type yes. Does it make sense why anyone can do real estate investing regardless of how much you have? Regardless of money in the bank? Do you see that? I want to see that you see that. I know sometimes I get delays in the comments. I see IG comments coming in already. Yes. Yeah, Jacobs. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Bell Media. Exactly. Okay. Except you don't want to do the work. Except you don't want to do the legwork. I mean, listen, if you don't have money, no one willed any possessions to you. You have no inheritance to fall back on to make money off of or to use, or you didn't have rich parents that left you a bunch of money to do whatever you wanted with, right? You want to start from scratch. You have to be smart. There are pre-existing strategies you can take advantage of. Would it need some legwork? Yes, it would. Would you need to do paperwork? Yes, you would. But would it get the deal done? Yes. Right? So you got to be smart about it. Okay. Okay. So we already know that's really the most important thing is the knowledge and not the money. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about like objections of why you're not investing or objections to why you're not investing in real estate at this time. Okay. The next thing or the next structure with other people's money is business credit cards and lines of credit. Okay. Business credit cards and lines of credit. Okay. So here you are again, as broke as previously. Hopefully not you, but anyone can be there, honestly. Gotta say. But this person has no money. Okay, but they have a good credit, and a lot of people fall under that category. If you think you fall under these categories, can you say hi? Just be sincere. You have good credit, but you just don't think you have money in savings right now to invest in real estate. Can you type I in the comments? I think a lot of people fall into this category. And even as of today, the way that I invest in real estate is as though I am in this category because I usually don't want to use my own money because I have a better return on investments using other people's money. Yes, right? So I see your comments on Facebook on what says yes, and that is true. Yes. Nick says I. Well, I meant I as in Letter I, not hi, but thank you for saying hi, and I know what you mean. So, yes, right? Cool. Now, with business credit cards and lines of credit, why you should have a good credit? It's not just to seem like a good person, it's more of knowing that there is something that can make you money. Now it's up to you to use it or not to use it. Your credit score is designed to make you money. Can you type that in the comments? Your credit score is designed to make you money. That's the design. Your credit score is designed to make you money. Your credit score is designed to make you money. Please type that in the comments because I want this to register for everyone. Because it doesn't make sense if you have a close to 800 credit score or even above for some people and you're still broke. It makes no sense. Okay. And with that nice credit score, maybe above 700, maybe even in the 800s, you go to a bank and guess what? Again, in this case, you still have hard money lending to fall back on because you have good credit. So this ends up working out. You don't necessarily have to meet a seller to see if they want to do a note, right? In this case, it's more straightforward. You don't have to really do anything creative, even though it does make sense to do creative sometimes. It doesn't hurt, right? But right now, you can still fall back on hard money, right? And then you go to the bank. Whatever you get here covers 10%, but you're going to the bank in a different way this time because what? It's no docs, no documentations. Nobody's going to ask to see any documents for you to qualify for business credit cards. And for lines of credits, lower $50,000 or lower is minimal. Most times they don't even ask you for a tax return. So minimal docs on lines of credits, no docs on credit cards. And credit cards are business credit cards are actually way easier to build than lines of credit. For instance, lines of credit would need you to be in business or opened up your LLC for 6 months, right? This really doesn't have that criteria. So even if you're brand new and fresh, you can still get money. As a matter of fact, our average newbie in our program, a new person like coming brand new, open up your LLC, you go apply for your funding, and they can get up to 100K in funding if they have a 700 plus in credit score. Did you know that that was possible with a good credit? So if your credit isn't good right now, this is the time to see if there are any tweaks that you want to um, make to bring your credit up to par. We actually have a training on credit, a free training on credits, how to boost. I think that's what that says. It says how to boost. If you want that training, type boosts in the comments and we'll kind of figure out how to get that to you. So my question for you is, are you able to get through to everyone on Instagram that has asked for a resource? Did you get the screenshots or something? Because the live chats go away forever. So please let me know, and I'm hoping you can. So if you can, scroll through the comments and screenshot for anyone that has anything before we kind of figure out the best way to go about this, since we're pretty new on IG Live. So yes, business credit cards and lines of credits are about the best. And the good thing about business credit cards is when you use those cards, they actually don't affect your personal credit score. So if you took out, like, let's say $30,000 for deposits, etc., on your business or the property, that would not affect your personal credit score, right? Except one person. Capital One. For some reason, Capital One is someone that does that. So you wouldn't use that Capital One. You make sure it's not it's you leave that at below 30% old, so you can maintain a good business score. So someone says boosts. Yeah, if you still want that, type boost in the comments. If you haven't gone through the free credit training, well, do I call it free credit training? I'm gonna call it how to boost. Okay, so that's not free credit training. The credit training is actually within coaching. So if you're a coaching student, you probably already have that. But to boost, like knowing the basic things you need to know for your credit score to be okay. If you have no clue, if you have no direction, but not credit repair, okay? So if your credit is really poor because you have derogatory words or statements, um, or you're late on payments, that's a different ball game altogether. But if your credit is just sitting there, you have no clue what is wrong with it or how to make the scores look better, then yes, that's what the training would help you with. Okay, cool. Okay, so I love business credit cards. Okay, so one other thing here for other people's money structure. Number 5 is HELOC, home equity line of credit. And this happens because, yes, this is you. Maybe you still don't feel like you don't have money, but you have credit, right? And then you have a house. So you go to the bank and say, hey, I'd like to pull equity from my personal property, right? And this property has equity maybe because you bought it a couple years back, over 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or more. And this property has good chunk equity just sitting, doing nothing. And you're saying that you don't have money for real estate investing. So you can pull some of this equity as down payment or deposit to match that 10%. As a matter of fact, your equity can do 15 properties, depending on what you have and what's what the price point is for the market that you decide to buy properties in. Yes, it can buy you 15 properties. 15 properties, 15. And you're sitting on it, you're living in that property. It's not making you more money. Anyways, so home equity line of credit is another one. And yes, leverage that. I wouldn't say put that whole amount into one property. Put 10% into one property and have hard money cover the rest. And that way you're spreading out that leverage on different properties. Okay. Now in the comments, I want you guys to type you have money in the comments. You have money. Type you have money in the comments. I want to see a bunch of you have monies before we go to the next one. In the comments, I want you to type you have money. You might think you don't have money, but you actually have money. I'm going to show you in a bit. Actually, maybe we can have you guys guess. When I say you have money, can you guys take a wild guess on what I mean? Where is that money coming from that people hardly think about, that people hardly use? Or thank you for typing that in. Hey Tyus, hey Big Boomy, thank you for typing those in. Type you have money in the comments. Yes. And a wild guess. What do you think I mean by you have money? What do you think? What do you think I mean by that? I said you have money. What do you think I mean by you have money? Any guesses? If a price is attached to guesswork, would you guess? Okay. Drum roll. Your 401k, you have money. You don't want to use other people's money. You don't want to use OPM. You've got 401k. You have a retirement account. Someone says you can pull from somewhere. That's true. This is somewhere that you hardly look at because you're saving it for the future, right? This is your retirement accounts. If you have a 401k, say I do in the comments. Type I do in the comments. Let's get a feel of who has 401ks here so we know we're not talking to ourselves. If you have a 401k, type I do in the comments. You have 401k. Does this apply to anyone or everybody doesn't have money? Who has a 401k? And I'm going to explain what we're doing with a 401k. Okay. Because the thing is, with this 401ks, you want to, yes, I see people saying I do in the comments. That's great. Yeah. So you want to diversify your portfolio. You don't want to just have your custodians doing like really minimal investments on your 401k. So you're getting things like 5%, maybe. Very crazy, lazy way of investing, because the thing is, a lot of times these things would not catch up with inflation. If your inflation is at a higher rate, it means you're losing money in your 401k, and it's just sitting, it's wasting away. You think it's growing, but you just didn't incorporate or calculate inflation into it, right? So what you can do to diversify your portfolio or investment portfolio is to move some of your 401k into real estate. Move some of your 401k into real estate investing. Okay. And this is easier when you switch jobs. So let's say you recently stopped working a job, and that job had a retirement account. Now you have a new job that has a new retirement account, and you did not go ahead and roll over that old retirement account from the old job into the new job. That is your perfect opportunity, because that old 401k can be rolled over into a self directed IRA, which can help you use that 100% for real estate investing. And that means that you're actually building properties within your retirement portfolio. So rather than it buying stocks or bonds or things that are, high and up, lost a lot more losses sometimes, but because you keep putting money into it, it's kind of hard to see to see that you're losing money and you're not getting that compound interest, but you're making some money, and it gets confusing, right? So you want to diversify that and move that old 401k in. If it's an active 401k, for the most part, you can borrow from it into real estate investing, or figure out what the penalties would be if it makes any sense to pay a penalty. It's a numbers game. If I had to pay a 5,000 penalty to make 55,000, would I do that, right? Not to say that the penalty is that high, but I just want you to put things into perspective, because sometimes we're running away from danger, but we get into a higher danger. Like, you're running away from losing 5,000, but you did not know, you're not aware that you're losing 55,000, right? So you have to ask your custodian, hey, I want to invest in real estate. What are my options? And if you have an old 401k sitting, it's actually at this point you can monopolize. You can do what you need to do. Real estate investing at 100%. You can use that whole thing if you want. Okay, you can move it into bonds. You can move it into whatever you want. You can buy multiple properties with that. Okay, why it makes sense? Because it protects you from inflation, and you're not putting all your eggs in one basket and risking that the 401k would not be enough for you when you retire. Someone says here, can I pay zero down if I use home equity? You'd have to talk to your bank about that. Another person says, by the time inflation caught up with the 401k, you're back to working at Walmart at old age just to make ends meet. So I am curious about Femi, because he wrote this, and this is actually very, it did touch me, right? I think it's very sensitive. So do you know, just personally, anyone who has been through the situation? Because that also helps people to be able to plan. Because a lot of times we feel like 401k should cover you, right? But have you seen a situation where in real life that did happen to someone? They had to go back to working. Yes, well, for me, I will say I see people that had to go back to working after retirement. But have you seen anyone that their 401k just didn't work out as well as they thought? Okay, so it's all your money. 401k is not a taboo to touch. It is your money, and you're the one who's going to make wise decisions on what to do with it, what makes sense. But you can't make wise decisions if you're not wise, if you're not knowledgeable, if you have not acquired the skills to do that. Okay, and you cannot risk only allowing the custodians of your 401k to call the shots, because trust me, they're not going to be there at retirement when you need money. Okay, so in real estate investing for retirement, what do we want to see? We want to see that you have multiple properties that are cash flowing on a monthly basis to take care of your needs. So maybe only 5 properties alone take care of your needs, and you still have what, 50 other properties, for instance, right? 5 already take care of your needs, right? Your monthly needs. You have additional properties. Or let's even say 10 took care of your needs. You have 40 more, for instance, right? What could happen? Right? The thing is, the mortgages on each of those properties are being paid down. They become free and clear eventually. Free and clear of debt. That's one. The other thing is that they become equity to pull out and to buy additional properties, right? Another thing is they increase in value. So by the time you're retired, a 200k property can be an 800k property, right? It can be. So imagine not just one property, maybe 3 properties, 5 properties, 20 properties, 40 properties, right? It starts to stack up and compound, and that was the wise investments you did, you know rather than thinking about like graphs, what's going to happen in the news, will the stocks drop, will the bonds, whatever. But with real estate investing, there's a real assets, and even better when you diversify into different markets, right? Because you're not prone to market risks as well, right? So you have investments to cover you, and that's the whole point of thinking about, well, how else to make your 401k yield better returns for you. Okay, so in this case, you can pull out your 10% from your 401k and make this deal happen, make a lot more money, put that money back into the 401k. Okay, so yes, you do have 401k, and I'm just going to go right into the resource for the day. Thank you for hanging out here. So for tonight, our resource would be how to structure a no money down real estate deal, or how to structure a or an other people's money real estate deal. And different structures do exist. Okay, so type resource in the comments if you like to get that resource, definitely designed and crafted for you for tonight. Please type that in the comments if you want to get the resource, so that we can get that all squared out before we leave. And then, of course, if you wanted to get like a deeper level of understanding how to structure deals, and we said the knowledge is the most important thing. If you don't know what you're doing, you can never get it right. Unfortunately, it's not magic. It's real money, it's real assets. You're talking about people's money. You're partnering with people on their money. It's hard earned money, right? You're not going to wing it. You cannot. You should not wing it. You have to know what you're doing. So I invite you into coaching. Type coaching in the comments if you want to learn, if you want to know how to structure deals. The coaching program is for you if you're looking to buy properties, sell properties, or hold them for profit. So buy and sell, or buy and hold for profits. And we cover anything from wholesaling to fix and flips, constructions, rentals, strategies like Airbnbs and the likes. If you were thinking Section 8, we're thinking midterm rentals and all of that. Okay, so it's very newbie oriented. You're going to understand what we're doing, what we're saying, even if you've never done anything real estate before, even if you've never bought a property before, even if you have no experience, even if you have no money, right? We just talked about no money today, because I love to talk about no money, because I feel like that's like the biggest thing for most people, and it's actually not as big as you think it is. But you have to know. So you have to know how to analyze and choose a property, and by the 3rd week you would know how to do that within the program. You would be able to secure a fix and flip or rental deal by the 6th week. Your business credits will be set up, okay, by the 2nd week. So you want to learn how to structure things correctly, get your funding squared out, and get one-on-one help when you need it. Okay, we don't kick people out; it's lifetime. So, however, however, we don't have unlimited spots. It is lifetime. Once you get in, you're in, but we have limited spots for the year. Okay, so yes, type coaching in the comments if you want that. Also, we have lenders within the coaching on ground to fund deals, and we keep growing our list. And recently, we added our ARE deal portal where you go in and you can see a list of deals that are already pre-analyzed to provide or to produce uh potential profit of $40,000 and up nationwide. Okay. VAs, hands up for Meg and all our VAs that are responsible for putting that into our deal portal. And so, yes, you're welcome on board. Type coaching in the comments if you would like to be a part of this moving train. If you want 2025 to be different for you, type that in there. Honestly, you guys, I'm going to tell you, for a business to grow, you got to put in work. So come in with your A game, and we, the coaches, are going to be able to help you. That way, your work produces results that you are proud of. Okay, so we're not going to say it's so easy and so you're not going to go through, you will go through stuff, but you're going to get help and you'll get over it and you'll be better for it. Okay, so better to start going through stuff right now than later. Okay, but you'll be fine. Don't worry. And you will do great in real estate investing. So, yes, type coaching in the comments. And you also get direct guidance. I think that's like the highlights, direct guidance on your project. So, that will give you your direct guidance. There's no cap as to how many times you can talk to a coach. You can talk to your coach at any available time. Okay, so of course I'm not always available, but you have my calendar and you can pick a time that works mutually, right? And also the same for diary. But we never cap students. We never say you've spoken to the coach 10 times this year and that's it. No, we always talk to you because you remain a community member, and we're very proud of you and proud of each um every every highlight in your real estate investing journey. We're very proud of being a part of it and honored as well. So yeah, type coaching if you want to join this amazing group. And this year is different. We're not doing that much. So um the spots that are open right now on the calendar are really the spots that are open for the year. So yes, let me see you. Type that in the comments if you think that is something you'd like to do for yourself differently this year. It was nice being here. If you can, please type goodbye in the comments. So bye to everyone. And Meg, please take note of everyone that wants a resource in here so we can send that over to them on Instagram as well. We're on YouTube too. I don't know what's going on YouTube right now. I'm sorry if I left you out on YouTube. I think the last time we did leave people out on YouTube. But I think for YouTube, we can still go back and retrace the comments and reach out to anyone that needs help. So it was nice being here. If you can please say goodbye, good night. It was nice being here. Please say good night in the comments, and I'll see you later. Good night, everyone. Bye. Okay. Bye, everyone. Good night. Bye, Ugo. Good night. Bye, bye. Bye, guys. Bye, Queen. Bye, Allow Me. Bye,